I'm so sorry. I'm just going to close the store behind me. All right, so I'm going to get started. I'm going to kick off with some recognition for the month of April. Again, I just want to thank everybody for hopping on our monthly Monday night joint Tribe Redefine and Team Fit Dynasty call. I appreciate all of you being here so much. And I just want to quickly recap the month of April before we kick off a strong month in May and just recognize the people who helped 3 or more people in the month to achieve Success Club. So I'm just going to read them off here. Finishing at the top last month, we had Stacy Hicks with Success Club 16. Amazing, amazing job. I don't see her on, but she is a newer coach. She's been doing phenomenal. And if you guys, I'm actually probably in the next couple of weeks or next month have her on to talk about exactly what she's doing and how she's doing this, but Success Club 16 for Stacy, amazing job. I had 10. Laura Morris also had 10. Deanna, who is one of my coaches, first time ever hitting Success Club. She's been really consistent for the past couple of months, and she finally hit it, and I'm really, really proud of her, so great job to Deanna. Jacqueline hit Success Club 8. We had Amy Lee hit 6. Brooke Ito also hit 6. Leslie hit 6, I think, in the 11th hour. Amazing job to Leslie. I know she worked super hard to hit her goal. Also, Pam as well at like 11 o'clock that night. She texted me and she's like, I woke up at 2 and I went to bed at 6, which so huge to see that happen, because it's when people set goals and they wake up in the last day of the month, and it's really, really easy to say, you know what, I'm just going to let this month go and I'll make up for it next month. But you guys, if you set a goal, it's so important to fight to the last minute that you can, even if you don't end up getting there, just to really put in every ounce of effort. And then you know what, if you end up not hitting it, you worked your hardest, and then you'll end up hitting Success Club in the following month, usually early on. So great job to Pam and Leslie for doing that. And then we also had Stephanie at Success Club 6. So amazing, amazing job in April. I know we had several other people that were listed at Success Club 2 or 4 and that were pushing to the end as well. It was a little bit of a tougher month, but I know that we'll be seeing more people on the list in May, June, and July with summer coming and with Morning Meltdown 100 coming out. So really amazing job, you guys. A couple of quick announcements I just wanted to go over. Number 1, National Wake Up Call today. If you didn't listen to it, a friend of mine, David Adkins, he lives in New York. He was on National Wake Up Call today. He's one of my favorite coaches. I highly recommend that you listen, especially if you're thinking that your life is too busy and you can't work this business. He will lay some major truth bombs to that. He's a captain in the New York State Police. He's a dad of 3. He's one of the top coaches in Beachbody, and he's made it all happen while working that full-time job, while having 3 kids, who all play sports, but it was really great, and his energy is amazing. So I highly recommend that you listen to that. Also today, they opened up the general summit selections. So if you didn't already get to do that, you're able to pick your workout. You're also able to choose your workshop track based on your current rank in the business, current lifetime rank. So there's a couple different things to choose from, and we have the workouts that you can choose from. I put a thread in the team page today. I'm working out with Jericho, but I know we have everybody's in like a big variety, which is awesome. So really, really excited for Summit. You guys, if you don't have your ticket yet, there's still time. I know people still have room in their hotel rooms where they'll be willing to split with you. But if you want to be working this business, you have to get to Summit. It's I didn't go my first 2 or 3 years. And it's like one of my biggest regrets in my business, because once I did go, it was like no turning back. And I saw the potential in what is possible with this. So I'm really, really excited for Summit. And also a couple things. I want to do a team welcome. I'm not going to call it like a welcome reception, because it's not going to be that formal. It's just basically a meeting place, a little cocktail party to have a drink, maybe some appetizers, so we can all walk over to Lucas Oil Stadium together and try to find seats. So I'm going to get those details out. It's really going to be like a meetup place, have a drink. I'll buy some appetizers for the team, and then we can kind of just go over together. So I'm really excited for that. Just so everyone, there might be people that are there solo. So I just want to make sure everybody has a touch point to have the group versus just like going to the stadium by yourself, because that wouldn't be any fun, right? We want to be together as a team as much as we possibly can. Michelle is not doing a big Team Iron dinner this year, but she probably will drop into that as long as it works with her schedule, so we'll get to see her. But she is doing a big team photo, so we'll have the details for that on when and where, and if we're wearing anything special. I don't know if we are, but I'll get that info to you as soon as I can. And the last thing for Summit, the Success Club party, you needed to hit Success Club 10 in April and in May to get a ticket to that tailgate or whatever it's called, Success Club party. So really excited for all the Summit stuff. I cannot wait to see Rachel Hollis. Some of the leadership tracks have really great, and workshops have really great speaker lineups, and we just have really, they never disappoint. I mean, even people that aren't Beachbody coaches, like some husbands that came last year, they loved the general session speakers. So I just can't wait for you guys to experience it as well. So tonight, we're going to be talking about a couple of things. I'm going to just kind of jump into it, and then Pam's going to take over from there. But I wanted to talk about what I'm doing when it comes to planning my content for social media, because I was in a really good groove of trying to plan my content and have a really good system for that. And then once I started my job in December, I kind of let that go to the wayside, and I've been winging social media. I never recommend that you wing social media, because it's going to take way more time. You're going to be like, what do I post? Trying to like take a picture, figuring it out. And it's just not going to cover everything that you want to cover in the week. So I just want to make sure, I just want to talk through kind of what my strategy is, and hopefully it can help you guys as well. So I shared some of this last year, but for the newer coaches, what I try to do. So first of all, you guys, social media is our storefront. We have to show up there every single day like we would at a brick and mortar business where we're unlocking our doors and we're open for business to the world. We have to be showing up to Instagram, to Facebook, to our stories every single day and sharing what we're doing, whether that's workout clips, drinking our Shakeology or Energize or Recover, things about mom life, things that relate to your brand. And I've tried to be really, now that we have stories and we have our Instagram feed, I'm kind of picky on what I put on my actual feed, because I want to make sure I'm sticking to my 5 or 6 themes that I have for my social media. So for me personally, it's motivation, it's fitness, it's nutrition, it's leading a team of coaches and the business opportunity. That's a big thing I try to share consistently about our team and different benefits of the business. So I have, 5 or 6 themes. I have, every week I'm going to cover all of them at least one time. Being a working mom, right, or mom life stuff, those are different things that I'm having a touch point. I want to have 2 call to action posts per week, one for fitness, one for coaching. So last night I did one. My call to action was for Team Fit Dynasty and for mentoring my new group of fitness coaches. So I try to do one of those. And then another one during this week, later on in the week, I'll do a call to action for my challenge group and talking about that. You can do it before and after. It doesn't always have to be a physical transformation. It could be a mental transformation, or whatever this has done for you, sharing that and inviting people, right? We can't always expect to just post on social media and expect people to know that we have something for them to take advantage of, right? For something that they can join. You have to be really clear, and you have to do it and ask over and over and over for people to be like, oh, she has something that she's offering that I can join. People sometimes just don't realize it. We might think we're being repetitive, but you need to be consistent over and over and over. So I have my themes, right? And I'm making sure that I'm covering them now at least once a week. So on a Sunday, I write them down in my new journal that Pam recommended. Did you talk about this at all? I know you had it up before I hopped on. Okay, we're gonna talk about it after. But this
said we'd talk about it.
Okay, this journal has everything that you need to track your business all in one. So there's a place here actually that's going to show you have what you're posting for marketing during the week. So I have opened up to a blank page, it has marketing plan, it has every day of the week. So that's where you can write in my themes, and then on a Sunday, I can say, okay, this is what I'm going to talk about. Sometimes I go as far as having my picture and drafting my whole post. So this way, whenever I'm going to post, either it's, depending on what it is, either first thing in the morning is when I get a lot of traction, or around 8:30 p.m. That's when I get my most eyes on things. That's when I get the most engagement. That's when I'm going to post. So you guys, if you do that on a Sunday, or maybe during if you don't want to do it all on a Sunday, if you have pockets of time in like the preschool line, like in the school pickup line or whatever, draft a post, and maybe not for that day, but for a couple days out, so you don't have to stress about what you're going to post every day. Like, there's nothing worse than that, right? Because then you just like, I just need to force content out there, and it might not be valuable, it might not be educational, it might not be funny or inspiring. It's just kind of like, I have to post, so I'm checking the box. And we never want to get to that point, right? We want to always make sure that we're attracting a certain audience, and we're keeping them around because we're posting consistent things. So with my nutrition, I'm going to have one recipe every single week, whether it be a dinner recipe or a meal prep tip, or a cleaner dessert recipe or something like that, because people will know, oh, well, I really like her recipe, so I'm going to stick around for that. Or talking about how to stay disciplined, or motivated with fitness, or motivated with my meal plan, or how I'm balancing working full time, my coaching business, and my family. So that's another theme that I have. And then talking about Team Fit Dynasty and everything that this business has brought to my life. And I only stay consistent with those themes. It's really tempting sometimes when you're like, and this, people have different opinions on this, but I feel like for example, maybe like a baseball game, or, not that you can't share a picture of you at your son's baseball game, but always try to relay it back to something within your 5 or 6 themes that you have. So you can use a picture but I wouldn't just post a cute picture of you and your son at a baseball game just for like a cute picture of you and your son at a baseball game. I always try to relate everything back to one of my major themes. However, in my stories, it's more of like the day-to-day. So like going to dance with my daughter, or sharing something cute that my 3-year-old did, or things like that, I'll share in my stories. It's more like day-to-day life. Things for my Instagram feed are very specific to my themes. I think that's just really important, because this is our business page. If you guys want a separate personal page where you want to just post like a funny meme that has nothing to do with fitness, like maybe you like politics, maybe you, I don't know, something really funny, keep it separate from your branded page for your fitness business. I think it's just really important, because people follow you for a reason. If you want to grow a following, you really have to stay consistent in your messaging and your brand. So that's really helped me. So what I recommend that you all do, if you haven't done this already, is write down your 5 to 7 themes that you want to stick to within your Instagram and in your social media. So write those things down. Maybe you're a teacher, maybe you're a nurse. We have a lot of teachers and nurses. That's why I say this. Happy Nurses Day to all those nurses out there. Maybe you own another business. I don't know. If you want to just talk about whatever those things are that you want to focus on, maybe you really like makeup. Not that you sell makeup separately, but you really like beauty, right? That could be a theme. Maybe you really like shopping. Maybe once a week you share a product of the week that you really love. Whatever it is, or if you like to travel, have a travel post. But always you want to relay it back to what we're doing in this fitness and health. We want to be an influencer in what we're doing to motivate people. So I think that's really, really important. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to do it all on Sundays now, so I don't have to think about it and stress about it during the workday, to be consistent. Does anybody have any questions about social media and, how to maybe clean up their feed? No? Okay. I also wanted to add this. It's really important, you guys. Not only does what our words are, what we're saying in our comments, but our pictures are so important. I've said this before, but there is a certain visual aesthetic that's really important to Instagram, that if you want to grow a following and you're wondering, I'm really not growing, I'm stagnant, or I'm losing followers, take a look at the Instagram feeds of the people that you like to follow. Like when you go to follow someone, I posted a video on this before. They take less than a second to hit follow or to move on. So yeah, it might seem superficial, but if you're looking at something and it's visually appealing and the colors all have a a pleasing aesthetic to the eye, they're more likely to follow you than if like some of your pictures are dark and you're like, what even is that? Or why do they have a picture of, you know, like the worst is to have like a picture of your Shakeology bag, or maybe back in the day, I actually posted my T25 DVD. I did that. If you scroll down far enough, I don't think I deleted it. You can actually see it there. Try to stay away from that, just because you want to always be putting you forward as the brand, not Beachbody. So I'm going to look at the chat for a second to see if anybody has any questions. Group brand together. Yes. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about Instagram or social media or anything that they're having trouble with? Joe? Do you want me to, let me unmute you. I can't unmute you.
Hi.
Hi.
What's up?
How are you?
Good. I like this video. This is a lot of great tips.
Awesome. What do you have anything that I can help you with?
No. Basically I have my group on Facebook. I don't often post things, and I think that that's the issue. I think that if I really just start pushing and posting, and you can actually schedule posts too. I think I should do that too when I actually do get some free time. That's pretty much it.
Totally do it. I think I was thinking about you today, Joe. I want you to go back and watch the National Wake Up Call from David Adkins.
Okay.
I posted it in the team page, but I'm going to tag you in it.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. You get a perspective from another guy in the business and see like how he's balanced everything. He's done a really great job. So I'm going to tag you in that post.
Yeah, thanks.
Does anybody else have any other questions about Instagram? And you know, I posted something yesterday with a tip, I think on Sunday, about those tips with how to present food on Instagram and just how little things can make it clean up your feed altogether. I think one of the tips she gave was either using a white poster board under your plate, or doing it. And guys, even something as simple as stepping outside with your plate of food and snapping a quick picture makes it look a million times better. Then, you know, if you think about it, I think someone did a before and after. Kelly did it. She had a picture of her food on a paper plate. It was kind of just like, you know, what she was eating, which what it normally looks like. And then she just like switched the plate, had better lighting, and it looked like night and day. And it was something that she didn't have to spend money on. It's just like thinking about things a little bit and saying, okay, like this is my brand. This is my business. Think of different storefronts that you see. Like what kind of brand do you want to put out to the world? And that's what we have to think of when we're posting on Instagram, because this is our storefront, this is our business, this is how business is going now. So I just wanted to talk about that and kind of how I'm planning and how I'm trying to strategize to get the best content. You guys, content is what is going to grow your business. Content that's valuable and educational and inspiring. It makes people smile. It like gives a little bit of a ray of sunshine that day, like sharing about your struggles, telling your story. If you do that and you get better and better by doing it every single day, you're going to see your business grow for sure. Pam, do you want to take over?
Sure. I wanted to talk a little bit about Success Club, especially because of the May promotion, the little contest, hitting Success Club for the first time. We're helping 3 of your coaches get Success Club points for the first time. It's a really cool concept. But when Jess was talking, I kept like getting these brainstorms. So I was like running out of the frame to pick things up that were props for me. So one of the things I want to recommend for everybody is the Platinum Edge podcast. It's run by a Beachbody coach, Christine Dwyer, and she's the founder of the Platinum Presenters team, Beachbody team, one of the oldest founding teams in the company.
We're actually in it because Michelle's in it, so like our downline. Oh, really? Yeah,
that's awesome. She has so many episodes of her podcast that could really help a lot of you with the struggles that I can see you coming up with in the thread, and just to help kind of niche down what everything that Jess is talking about. So one of the it wasn't very recent. I can't remember when this was. Maybe Leslie or someone will chime in on the chat because I don't recall. But she had an episode about finding your story, and she listed off 99 or 112 or something crazy topics that you could put down for your story. So in my team page, we made a little PDF with that I can share with everybody. And it's just find your story. And so it asks you to list things you've accomplished, interesting things about yourself, people who have impacted you, challenges you faced, weekend habits, et cetera, et cetera. And we took one night on our call and just took the time to kind of brainstorm out these lists. And what's good about that is they're all related to our 5 or 6 topics. They're all related to me as a mom, me as a teacher, me as a coach, you know, me lacking confidence, me going to therapy, like all the things that I share about, my crazy karate schedule, my late working husband, all that stuff. And what it allows me to do is find new ways of sharing about it, especially when I'm in a pinch. So I'm happy to share that PDF. But what I would like to say, this isn't what I planned, but just talking about this from an English teacher perspective. When you're sharing on social media, the story is so, so, so important. And the important thing about a story that makes us different from other people on social media is that we're not complainers. We have the solution. And having the solution doesn't mean having your problem solved. It just means knowing what to do to work towards that solution. Because if you know a short story pyramid or a story pyramid, I'm sorry, I said I'm a high school English teacher. In order for a story to exist, there needs to be a conflict. And in order for a story to end, it needs to be resolved. So when we're sharing on social media and we're just like, look at me, I did my workout, we're showing off. But when we show up on social media and we say, I really did not want to get up this morning, I had to press snooze 3 times. Then I remember Jackie was going to be on our live Zoom and Teresa was already texting, wondering where I was. And I checked her Instagram story and I saw her cat Cabo and I knew I had to join in. So I got my Energize, I got my mom magic, I put my sneakers on and I pushed play. And I feel so much better for it. I've told a full story. I haven't shown off, but I've explained I'm a human being with real struggles, and it was the motivation from these girls that helped me to overcome it. Or I was struggling with my weight, I found these containers, and it was these containers that gave me this gift of health. Having a full story arc is so, so important, and it takes you from being a look at me girl or guy to being a come with me girl or guy. This is possible. I have proof because I've taken myself through the story, or my friends have gone through the story, or my mom or my neighbor, whomever. So always make sure you have a story, and that's what this helps us do. Find stories within what we're doing. Just last weekend, I was having a chat with the girls in our morning Zoom before we were working out. And I don't know why, but I was telling them about something that happened when I was in track and field when I was in middle school. And I would have never thought to post it. And Leslie's like, that's a post. And I did a live video on it, and all these people thought it was the coolest thing ever and have been messaging me about it. So whatever you take for granted and you think is just kind of a part of your history, it's totally worth telling. And like Jess said, that picture of you at your daughter's dance recital or at your son's baseball game, maybe that's reminiscent of a moment you had as a kid, and that's the perfect chance to tell that story. Not just be like, look at me at practice again. But gosh, standing in practice tonight, I heard a coach say something I remember my coach telling me when I was in middle school, and you know, whatever, and you get into it. You know what I'm talking about. With that in mind, sorry, I have like 8 things I wanted to say based off what she was talking about because I love it. When you have your stories and you have your storytelling, you want to make sure you're varying it, and that's where Jess's plan is really important. You don't want to have food posts 7 in a row and then never post again about food for like a month and a half, because now you've attracted all this audience who's really interested in that, and now you're not serving them. So rotating throughout the mix is really important because you're constantly serving people, and they know to come back for more because they know there's going to be more content like this. So not just going kind of one flavor ice cream for a week and then a new flavor the next week, but continue to cycle through. And on social media, people who interact with your posts will see more of your posts, but people who haven't interacted with them lately will not see your posts for days, sometimes weeks. I had a girlfriend from high school randomly like a post I put on my personal Facebook page last week, and I realized she hadn't done that in a while, and I just sent her a message. I was like, oh, thank you so much for sending that love. Haven't heard from you in a while. And she's like, I know, stupid Facebook algorithms, I never see your stuff. And it was funny to hear someone else in the real world kind of know about that. But we think we're being repetitive because we interact with each other's posts. So because I interact with Mindy's posts every day, I'm going to see Mindy's posts every day. So maybe I could tell you everything she's posted in 3 days, but I bet you the person who also drops off his son at daycare that same time that Mindy does only sees 1 of every 12 of her posts. So just keep that in mind. That's why we also have to keep telling our stuff again and again. So anyway, I want to get back to 2 things about Success Club. Number one, tracking is so, so important because then you know who you're following up with. And number two, not giving up and knowing that if you couldn't give a fingernail more, whatever your goal is, it's going to serve you. And whether it serves you now or later, it's going to serve you. Actually, three things. I said two things. And the third thing is there's so much more to this business than just Success Club numbers. And when you can take that pressure off, oftentimes you're blessed with more. So when you look at people as people who you're here to help, no matter what that means, for some people it's a challenge pack, for some people it's Beachbody on Demand, for some people it's a sample of Shakeology just to get their foot in the door, and for some it's that 14-day free trial. But knowing they're getting in the door, they're trusting you enough to be brought in, that's really a beautiful step, and it'll pay itself forward. This business has a lot of legs, and sometimes it takes a while to see that return on your investment of your time. But if you're helping someone, then it should feel like that return right away. So I want to show you a couple of the things that I've been doing to track over the years. I'm going to be super quick so you can try to find the zone that works for you. When we were doing 80-day obsession, I started with my binder because I wanted to keep all my food, all my tracker sheets, all that stuff from 80-day obsession in one place. I then created different tabs for my dream team, my customer prospects, people who I know I could reach out to for referrals, so I could just have an easy place to keep track of them. And this really worked for me.
You really are a teacher.
I'm sorry.
You really are.
I'm just getting started, Joseph. You just wait. And it was really helpful and I loved it and it was fantastic. But then as my life got even busier, because I also have 3 kids, I was finding this to be a big pain in the tuchus to carry around. So I wasn't always keeping up with it and I was doing a lot on my phone, but then not taking the time to go back and check with this. So I still have it as a master list. I have my Success Club system in here. So I do sit down once a week and try to go through and make sure if I'm not looking at it daily. But the planner that Jess talked about is really fabulous because it breaks it down by month and by week, and it was created by a Beachbody coach. So it has all of the Success Club system stuff, a place to track your social media, a place to track your invites, all of that in one place. So it's really cool if you guys would be interested in that. It was on Amazon. It was like $21 or something. It's like so inexpensive. But another system that really works, and there was a training on the Beachbody Champions page, and Teresa started with this and brought it to my team page and showed us how awesome it is this filing card system where you have just the way that I've interpreted it. I have a little space for every day of the month. So I have it numbered 1 through 31, little index cards with customers' information on it as I'm starting conversations with them. I write down their name, their Instagram name, their email address if I have it, the date I've last talked about them, any notes that I want to write about them I have on here. And after we've communicated, if I know I'm going to follow up, I put it in the date where that follow-up will take place. So on tomorrow being the 7th, I'll open up my 7 slot. I'll take out those cards and I just work through those people. I'm constantly adding to these people, but I work through the people that are in my 7 slot because I know it's time for me to talk to them. There's different ways you can interpret this and do it your way, but it's been really helpful as kind of a system to accompany my planner. So I just keep this in my school bag and I pull it out when I'm on hall duty and stuff like that. And people think I'm doing schoolwork. It's lovely. So there's that. But I wanted to tell you 2 stories because as I said, I'm an English teacher and stories are my thing. So as just mentioned, I woke up on the last day of April and I was at Success Club 2. And that came from being at -2 twice during the month. I was at 0, then I was at -2, then I sold a challenge pack, and then I got back to -2 because I had 2 returns in 1 month. I had 2 customers who signed up for Shakeology who did not do Shakeology HD after they swore they were going to do Shakeology HD. I mean, I just had this month where I was like, yes, no, yes, no. Yes, no, and it happens. But what's really important is to hold on to stories like the one I'm going to tell you as your book of proof. And that's something that's also in this Rise Up planner. There's this back section called the book of proof where you're supposed to write down other people's wins. Wins for other coaches, wins for people in your family, wins for your own kids, things you see where people have overcome obstacles or met their goal when it didn't seem possible. And to reference that book of proof, when you need a little bit of motivation. So when I was first coaching, I started in February or the end of January. So February was my first month. As of October of that year, I had been hitting Success Club very regularly and I was feeling great success. But on Halloween, October 31st, I was at Success Club 2. And I'm not one that doesn't like to hit a goal. I'm also not one that likes to lose. So I thought to myself, like, somehow around trick-or-treating and teaching all day and having my kids, I've got to figure out a way to hit Success Club because I know I need to do it. And it was like 9 o'clock at night, kids are finally in bed, and my husband picks up Chinese food. I don't know why. I don't even love Chinese food. But I opened up my fortune cookie and I had this fortune. Where is it? I have it on here. Here it is. It says, you're at that critical point, make that final push. That's what my fortune said. And I was like, damn, I sure am. And I messaged like every person I'd ever spoken to ever in the 6 or 7 months that I had been coaching. And I sold 2 challenge packs and I went to sleep at Success Club 6. And that's my book of proof. Every month when I'm feeling this close to a goal, but I've had every reason that I haven't hit it. Joseph messaged before and said that everybody has excuses why they're not ready. I am telling you that every one of you on this call has excuses as to why you're not hitting your goals. And I don't say that to be mean. I say that because we're in the exact same place as them. We're just driving a different lane of the car. We already drove their road. We've already been the challenger. And now we're the coach with our own excuses, our own reasons why, well, it's just not my month. I'm really busy. I have a lot going on. I've exhausted my warm market. We have all of that stuff. And I feel it too. This past month, I don't want to list for you all of the things that I experienced personally at school. I'm picking up an extra class. I have this really crazy sick kid, all this stuff. A husband who works till 9 o'clock every night. It doesn't matter. If you want something and if it means something to you, carve out the time and make it happen. Give yourself a power hour every single day. Track your business. Follow up with people and love on them. And if you love on them, maybe you won't hit Success Club this month, but I'm telling you, it'll be a lot easier to love on them and hit Success Club the next month or the next month or the next month. And it compounds. But just remember, those excuses that they have as to why they're not ready to join you are the excuses that you have for why you're not putting in the work. And it's very easy to look at the people on the Success Club board every month and think that they have some magic secret that you don't have. They do not. They just tried that month. And I know you've tried. We've all tried. I've tried and fell short of my goals, but it feels a lot better to try and fall short and to know you've given everything you can than to give up early, to not even enter the race, whatever those reasons are. So if, like Jess said, this means something to you, carve out the time, find a tracking system that works, and love on people. So does anyone have questions? I spoke way too fast and said a lot of things, but I have an action item too. Sorry. Anybody? I'll look at the chat. I'm running out of breath.
Take a deep breath. I love that you still have the fortune cookie.
I have all of them. Then when we were at Summit, I got another one that, I forget what that one was. I remember showing it to Robin. Your hard work will pay off this year. And then my other one that's on here, I think it fell off when I was like throwing this thing around. But I have one more. Oh yeah, here it is. It says, you maintain a sense of balance in the midst of great success. That's like my whole thing. That's my whole thing, find and balance. So anyway, hold on to those moments. That's your book of proof. Okay.
One thing I wanted to add really quick is that something that I used to do and I've fallen off doing lately is having a monthly product focus for my, to talk about in social media, for my current challengers, and for myself to, first of all, because it's really important. We have so many products, right, to offer, and it's really important, even if it's something that we don't consistently buy every single month, to be well-versed in it and educated and be able to speak to it when people are asking us questions about it. So I was talking to my corporate mentor today, and he was like, you need to do the ultimate reset. And I was like, okay, I don't know if I'm ready for the ultimate reset. It's like 21 days. It's like the 3-day refresh on steroids. I think it'll be something good, especially the team focus, to maybe do a little bit down the line. I'm also doing 80-day obsession, so you can't do 80-day obsession in the ultimate reset because you're really not supposed to work out that much because you don't really eat that much. So I decided that I want to do Shakeology boosts because I will admit I've never tried one. I've never tried Power Greens or Focus Energy. So that's something that I'm going to be talking a little bit more about in my challenge groups. I'm going to try it myself, and to, you know, the Power Greens is all, it's plant-based. It's just a serving of veggies that you can add to your shake, and talk about that and talk about it in your stories. Maybe do a post about it, about how this is your about your shake and what you're adding to it, and get people questioning things that you're doing. Again, not pushing and saying, you need to buy this, you need to buy this, but this is something new that I'm trying. I'm trying to get an extra serving of vegetables in. This is a really quick and easy way to just add it to my shake. There's also the digestive boost, but I think I'm going to just start there with the focus energy because I need all the focus energy I can get, and the power green. So you guys, stuff like that, whether it be, okay, I'm going to focus on the 3-day refresh this week or this month, or I'm going to focus on energize or recover or recharge, or whatever it is that you want to focus on, do that with your team, do that with your challengers, because Michelle, my coach, always says this, it's always easier to get a current customer to try other things than it is to always depend on brand new customers, right? People that have already trusted us once and are in our challenge groups and doing great, they might not even know that we have these Shakeology boosts. So once we're more educated on this stuff, and it really helped our team last year, kind of just re-engage. Everybody was on the same page. So I'm going to be doing that if anyone wants to jump on board and join me. But I think it'll be really good to boost this volume, to get my customers re-engaged in my challenge groups, and for them to try something new. So I wanted to mention that. And the other thing is I'm going to be sending this journal or planner to whoever hits Success Club in the month of May on my team, in my downline, my coaches, my personally sponsored coaches. So you guys, it's awesome. It's keeping everything in one place, like Pam said. And I think it's just like, for example, it has 3 sections, and in the back section, it has somewhere to put your notes for all of your personal development. I honestly thought this was the best thing ever, because I have like notebooks upon notebooks of personal development notes, and they're all in different places. Sometimes I just like see the National Wake Up Call, I get a piece of paper and start writing down notes. Everything's scattered, so it's just a way, like David Adkins said today, you got to get organized. And this is a really great way to hold yourself accountable, because everything's in the same spot. So I'm going to be sending those out to our Success Club achievers in the month of May. All right, last thing, Pam, you want to do the actionable?
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
No, don't be sorry.
No, that's okay. I have a 3-step action item for everybody. 2 of them are going to be long-term, so you can't do it now. And then the other one you're going to do now. So first off, the other day I did a quick live video on Instagram. And first off, if you're doing Instagram live videos or Facebook live videos, download them to your camera roll before you share them, and then make them IGTV videos. Create an IGTV channel. If you would like to also upload them to YouTube, do that, but keep a resource of your stuff so that you can have things to share with people, because IGTV videos, you can link into your Instagram story at any time. So if you were to do an IGTV video, let's say about one of those power boosts just talked about, then when the Morning Meltdown 100 challenge packs come out, because they're included in those, I don't know if you knew that, the Jericho pack is going to include the power boosts, that could be something you're linking in there to share the information about. So you'll have that library. So use your resources again and again. You are possible to create third-party tools that you can share with your people. Sorry, I talk with my hands. So what I would like you to do is to commit to a day and time this week that you're going to go live on Instagram, but I'm going to tell you exactly what you're going to talk about. You're going to talk about all the ways that you coach. I did this the other day, and I had 2 people sign up for Beachbody On Demand. I had 1 person order a Shakeology sampler pack, and I had another person sign up as a coach with the full challenge pack. And each one of them liked my video within like an hour that I posted it, and sent me a message and said, I really had no idea that you did all of that. Because people see the big picture, and we want the big picture of the challenge group and the coach opportunity, but not everyone's ready for that. And we have so much to share. And as Jess said, talking about the volume or building your volume is really important. So letting them know we have gear, we have tank tops, we have, boosts, we have beach bars, we have all that stuff. And just letting them know right up front, I'm talking to you about all the things I can sell you. That's just the way it is. But do that and say that that's your mission, is to not only coach people through a program and take them for results, but also just to help families be healthy, to help them have healthy snacks in their home, to help them understand nutrition better through certification, whatever you want to talk about. But make a plan, a date and a time this week. And if you want to share it, you can just post it in the TFD or Try Redefine link for tonight's call, and then we can all try to catch you live. So that would be nice. The second thing that I would like you to do is to try to create your content, your what I almost said Shakeology content. Hello, your social media content for the week. At least one thing you're going to post each day this week. If you're not there yet, if you don't know what your steps are, then get the story document from me and create your stories. Have a powwow with yourself and figure out what your stories are. Now for the action item for tonight. Open up your Instagram. I hope everybody's on Instagram. If it's not, if you're on Facebook, that's fine too. And take a look for a post in which you are talking about something other than fitness, other than Shakeology. It could be a recipe, it could be nutrition, it could be your kid's baseball game, it could be the Kentucky Derby, it could be taxes. I don't know what you share all the time, but look for something in which you shared something seemingly irrelevant and message the people who liked that about anything. If they liked a picture of your kid at baseball practice, just thank them for that and ask them if they have a kid who plays baseball too. If you know they have a kid that plays baseball, say, oh, have your games been getting canceled just like ours? Just engage in conversations. Nothing that's an invite to a challenge group, nothing that's an invite to a coaching opportunity, but I call this inviting to conversation. Just invite these people into your life, invite them into conversation. And while you're at it, take a peek at some of their posts, like a few things, and if you can add some friends or followers from there, that would be great too. But do it for 5 people. Nothing big, it's nighttime, at least 5 people. If you have to go through a couple of posts to find 5 people, then go through a couple of posts to find 5 people. But message them with something personal relating to the content that they liked. Find a few of their posts to engage in, and then also follow or friend request a couple of their friends or followers, depending if you're on Facebook or Instagram. But keep it like super neutral. Just like, oh, that was a cute dress I wore, wasn't it? It's from Lulu's. Have you shopped there? Like just anything like that. Just anything. Keep it very low pressure. I'm sure Joseph can send that exact message. And pay things forward to people. Just keep loving on them. Send them recipes. If you make a good recipe, the last time you sent a recipe to someone, send them the new recipe that you like. Just let them know you're thinking of them. And also, if you ever post, like we've all been working on our food pics. So if you share a food pic and you say, comment below for the recipe, send it to the people who like it too, even if they don't comment. Just do it. Doesn't hurt. They're not going to hate you for sending them a recipe. Once you've done that, you can give us a thumbs up or comment done. And if you'd like that story document, I can send it to you. Or if you want that podcast, I can link that too. But the whole Platinum Edge podcast is just fabulous. And always listen to your podcasts on 1.5 speed. Saves tons of time. And I say this on my own team calls all the time, but Josh Coates doesn't even sound fast when he's in 1.5 speed because of his Southern drawl. He's still slower than a New Jerseyan.
Rachel Hollis talks fast anyway.
Oh my God, but it's still doable.
I do hers at 1.25, I think.
No, and even Shalene, I'm used to her now. family is so pretty. Jess, do you want to say anything before I end the recording? It's always awkward when at the end we're all just silent.
No, I think we're good. I just want to thank everybody for joining. I really appreciate your time. And if you have any questions or if you want help with brainstorming your topics or taking a look at them or how anything social media related, just reach out. I'd be happy to help.
Samesies. You've got this, guys. I'm going to end the recording.